Yo, hey guys, Bleaks here, back with another video. This is going to be like a general guide video for doing like a Cape of the Flamewalker build. So you basically need a character that's level 20 or so. Maybe you can get away with 16 to 20. And then I would say this is probably good for NG0, NG1, and maybe NG2. After that, I feel like the damage starts to fall off. So I'll kind of get into what this actually is and to get some gold real quick. So basically we're going to be using Cape of the Flamewalker to deal all the damage on our character and not really worry about anything else that the character does. So what you'll end up doing is you'll either roll the shop for Cape of the Flamewalker, or if you've found the pattern, you can go to the anvil and craft it. Some other good items to go along with it is going to be spell crit and anything to boost your health or boost your spell damage. So definitely disable casting can be okay. I'm basically just going to roll until I find Cape of the Flamewalker, and we'll talk about like some decent items along the way, but that's the idea. Markham's Wand, you're really not going to have a lot of items, so it's not going to be very great. I wouldn't get baited by this item. Talisman can be okay, but wouldn't really recommend it. Really going to be looking for Math Volatile Casting, Cape of the Flamewalker, or Scepter of Kings, one of those kind of items. So we're just going to keep rolling until we find it. Wand of Spell Piercing is pretty good. Scepter of Kings here. This is like a pretty good layout. I do have the orb to actually craft the cape. So I'm just going to go with this. So we're going Scepter of Kings. Scepter of Kings gives you spell power, or skill power. So that's this number here. So increases damage done by skills and items by 230%. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically anvil craft an item that does damage, and we're just going to increase the damage of that item. So Cape of the Flamewalker is the item. What it does is it burns nearby enemies for 10 magic damage. This is 10 magic damage every second. As we stand here, you can see the tick. So it does 26 damage. When it crits, it does like a 116. So we're going to be scaling the crit in addition to the spell power. And by doing so, we're going to get a lot of damage. So percent damage is going to be good for this character. Skill damage, skill crit damage, and skill crit. That's going to be like the main thing. I recommend this for like early levels because the damage will fall off later, and it makes it to where you don't really need to change your blessings. So the only one I'd recommend would be Path and Defender. The other ones are kind of whatever. We're not going to be using mana for this build. We're not going to be really using our primary attacks for damage. It's fine to have, but we're really not going to be using them. So a big part of it is going to be the actual drinks. So one reason we're not using mana is going to be Overflowing Physique. We're going to increase our base health, so I'm at 160, by 50%, and when we move around, we're going to lose mana. So I'm going to grab that, we go up to 227, we're going to lose mana when we go around, but that's fine. I'm also going to take Star of the Stinger. This reduces my base mana, but gives me a 15% chance to critical hit with skills. It sets skills, but it also works with items. So if we look over here now, we have 27.7, and that is our skill crit chance. And our skill crit damage is 450%. Some of that is from upgrades, some of that is from class titles, and whatnot. Anyway, so we have the 27% chance to crit. If we can get luck, luck would be great. But we're really just going to basically try our best to increase this damage as much as possible in the town. As we find items, we'll prioritize luck items, more spell crit items, skill power items, that kind of stuff. So you also want to take Evil Infusion. This has where you have 5% life steal on skills. You lose 10% of your current health when you cast a skill. We're not going to be casting skills. One, we don't care about mana. The damage just happens from the item, so we're not going to be using mana. As we walk around, we're not going to have mana to use, and then we're going to be using this to get all of our life steal as well. So we have a way to deal damage, and we have a way to sustain our character. So Evil Infusion, and from here we're just going to increase the damage. So since we're not actually casting any skills, we don't care about skill cost. We only care about skill damage. I know it says skill damage, but it does increase the item's damage as well. So we're going to have 50% increase skill cost and 75% increase skill damage. I'm going to take Elemental Bruiser here. And then some more damage things you can do. You can go Double Thriller for plus another 75% damage dealt, but you take 25% more damage. If you can handle this, go for it. If not, you may have to pick up another item like, where actually is it? It is the Last Sin. We get 100% critical damage with skills, and you reduce your mana regen even more. I feel like I can deal with the damage taken, so I'm just going to go with the double thriller here. You kind of mess around between those two, or you can take whatever other drinks, but damage is very good here. So this is our level 20 thief. We've beaten the tower NG+2, but we're still level 20. We just went straight from leveling our character to NG+2. We were able to beat it. So, but this is a build I've been using for some of my other characters, pushing NG+0, NG+1, so I wanted to kind of share it. And this works in all classes, all characters. The Gladiator's Net's okay to have, just because I'm going to be holding down my primary. The primary doesn't make me lose health, or if I cast a skill, I lose health. As you can see, I'm casting a skill. It costs a lot of mana, but we're in town, so it's refilling really quickly. You can use your normal fountain setup that you use for all your pushes. I'm just going to lock that in. And I'm just going to throw this on like NG+2. But you can do this for, I would say NG+0 and NG+1 are probably the best. And then after that, it kind of falls off. We can also talk about statues for a second. Really, if you have any statues, like, they'll help. But if we're going to like fully optimize it, if you already have statues, I'll give you some to kind of think about. You can use basically the normal spellcaster statues. So these aren't the ones, but you would use like Darien, because you're going to be burning things constantly. So this is only level 1. It'd be 5% increased damage. Sure, it's more than nothing. Why not? From there, you can also pick up Cedric. So this gives you skill power based on the amount of resist you have. So it's level 1, so it's not going to give me much. I do have like some resist, but at this level, with this level statue, and my current class bonuses, it only gives me like 5 skill power or something. But, it's more than nothing. And if I pick up a mana crystal, I'm going to get some more resist. So, sure, whatever. Other statues, you can use Bolgarth if you want to stay in combo. Combo is going to give you that movement speed increase, so you're going to be able to move around faster, basically get your cape to the next enemy quicker. You can also use Wilmer for faster skills. I don't think this works with the faster skills part as far as the item goes, but it could. I'll have to do some more testing to figure that out. But either way, I kind of just picked this just in case it does work. You also could go with Callus for the chance to block, or Kyra to have a faster primary attack, and you shoot off these arrows that also do damage. So you can kind of pick whatever you want, mess around with them, find what works for you. We'll see if we can notice, but I think it was 1 every second, and 20% faster. We should see it tick a little faster, but I don't know. And you can see the damage is now 67. It does seem like it's faster, so I would say Wilmer. And you can see our crit, when we crit, it goes to 301. So pretty good stuff there. It also can double crit. We do have multiple instances of crit. We have our upgrades and we have our drinks. So I sit here long enough, we should get a double crit. It's just really difficult to get double crits. Alright, there we go. So it was a 603. So I'm glad it operated for the video. Anyway, this is NG+2. I'm not really looking to like actually do this run here. I'm just going to kind of show off what the build can do. But basically all you do is run around. You can decide if you want to do the primary attack or not. Since this is a thief character, I definitely would, because your primary knocks down projectiles. So basically you can just run around, face things, knock down projectiles, and just like walk through the enemies. And this works on like any character. Some of the bosses can be like kind of difficult, but you also leech off of the cape, so I can more or less just stand here. I may have the Gladiator's Net so he can't hit me, but he's hitting me, I'm leeching back, so it's kind of like a foolproof build. You don't have to do too much to survive. As I'm, standing here, it's, it's not 100% foolproof, but like, you basically don't have to do anything, and your character will sustain. You don't have to do anything, you just kind of walk through enemies and they die. So it's a pretty fun build. I've used it on basically all my characters, like leveling them or pushing NGs really quickly. And I mean, this is without like any real starter stuff. The only caveat is you probably need like a level 15 to 20 character at least. The statues and all that you can do without. Some of the drinks you can do without. You probably need to find at least some of the drinks. Like I've done this build without Evil Infusion before, which is a blue drink. The rest of these are green drinks. So you should be able to find these, you know, once you get to NG+1. But you can make this work without. The idea is still kind of the same. You want to basically have as much passive defense as possible, not worry about your skills, and do all the damage with the cape. But that's pretty much the build. I guess I'll fight this boss just because I'm right here. I know I skipped Monolith, I skipped the shop, I skipped all the secrets and everything we saw. I didn't buy keys, so this, you know, this kind of scuffed at this point. But just kind of show what you can do. The only thing is you can't leech off a construct, so this guy's a construct, so you can only leech off the bats. So as long as you know that, you can kind of just avoid him until he gets down to 80%. Once he gets to 80%, he starts summoning bats, and that's when you can start leeching off of the bats. If there's enough bats around you, you can actually take damage from him and just leech it back off. Leech it back off the bats. But yeah, just stuff to keep in mind. And I mean, I can primary attack and do some more damage, because at this level, your primary attack still does pretty decent damage. So also help, you know, kind of speed this up. But also, this is NG+2, and I'm on a level 20 character, so I'm not like over leveled. I don't have much. I don't have many items. Just have my starting items plus 2 that I found. This one was from the Imp, and this one I think I just picked up. But anyway, that's going to be the cape build. And again, you can play it on any character, even like casters. You just use their primary, and you ignore their skills. You walk around using the cape, and it doesn't hurt to pick up an item that causes stun or disarm. You can buy that from, you know, the original vendor in the shop, or you can just prioritize it as you go around and find the shop keeps in each act. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's kind of a wacky build, but it's definitely quick. You can do some runs, like 15 minutes or so. I have a couple of videos of that in the new profile series. Anyway, hope everybody enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time.